The real question is why in the F you would want another Black Ops and to keep the series going instead of just making a new game and putting time and set in 1775. Mason and Woods sabotaged the British Army and helped create the United States of America. Multiplayer should just be everyone lining up and quickscoping each other with muskets and commando proing with bayonets. No exosuits or wall jumping / running until Season 3. I think it's safe to say that modern Call of Duty is a bit of a mess. Its games have been pretty inconsistent and the community is confused and divided. I wouldn't say it's as bad as Call of Duty's futuristic era, but even I have to admit that the community is a lot more confused and divided than what it was before. A perfect example of this would be the topic of realism and less realistic cosmetics in Call of Duty. Look, Call of Duty was never entirely realistic, and when it was realistic, it didn't take itself too seriously. The franchise is at its best when it's a perfect balance between realism and that Call of Duty exaggeration. A perfect example of what I'm saying is Black Ops 2's DLC camos. Dragon camo, Aqua camo, Bacon camo, and many other camos are a great example of the franchise balancing realism and fun. But again, the key here is balance. There's an obvious limit that Black Ops 2 stops at, and it never goes to the level of something like Homelander or Gundam. I think the idea of realism mixed with that Call of Duty exaggeration and overall fun can also be applied onto maps. Now, I'm not gonna name every single map, but fantastic examples of what I'm talking about are maps like Studio, Micro, Stonehaven, and Sideshow, which is really funny because Sideshow is a clown-themed map. While I can say maps like Stonehaven isn't exactly the best map gameplay-wise, visually and aesthetically, these are cool maps, and once again, they aren't too realistic, but they are fun and unique. But I think what further proves my point is the culture of Call of Duty. No, I am not talking about the trash-talking lobbies. Quickscoping, trick shots, riot shields, dolphin diving, noob tubes, anything across the map, ninja defusing. Those and many more are closely tied to the Call of Duty culture, full of these goofy, annoying playstyles and strategies, which of course eventually leads to
please don't use new tubes on this map. Please don't use new tubes as a spawn on this map, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is your last warning. If you use a freaking noob tube one more time, I will report your account and I will call Microsoft and get you banned from the game.
Once again, the key here is balance. I don't think it's a great idea for Call of Duty to be a full-on military simulator, nor should it entirely be unrealistic, full of these clowny, goofy skins and cosmetics. Which is why I find it weird that Infinity Ward has just supposedly gotten the feedback when this has been an issue for over a decade. I can clearly recall stuff like Advanced Warfare's Clown Mask, Black Ops 3's the dab and whip and nay nay emotes. Honestly, it's not really surprising because Call of Duty is pretty terrible at reading the room. The Advanced Warfare weapon variants that you can only unlock in supply drops was bad, so they toned it down in Black Ops 3 to where you can mostly get the DLC weapons in supply drops. With the return of being boots on the ground and the removal of supply drops, Call of Duty at the time still had problems, and I'm afraid by just removing or toning down unrealistic skins, Call of Duty will still have problems. And that is the uncomfortable truth about Call of Duty. There isn't just one problem to solve that can fix the franchise. You can even argue that going back to boots on the ground, the removal of supply drops and unrealistic skins is just the franchise slightly going back to normal. Look here, look, listen! There's a lot of things I can say about Call of Duty. Its lack of identity and charm, milky Modern Warfare and Black Ops, also the fact that they're overly relying on both sub-series, still doing yearly releases, and a lot more. At the end of the day, all of it is up to the developers. It seems like they will bow down to the community whenever they need to calm everyone down and get everyone's attention again. I'm not trying to spread negativity or hate on these developers, but telling someone to keep the receipts, almost sounding proud as if the community should be hyped, is hilarious. And honestly, you can say a similar thing for the Call of Duty community. The Modern Warfare subreddit is laughable at times. I'm not gonna hate on the community that much. There's already a lot of infighting and division, but just the community, they're starting to sound like gamblers. Okay, I'm sorry. They're starting to sound like gamblers. There's a post in the Modern Warfare 4 subreddit where, where he's like, I have a feeling the next COD is going to be good. Wow, like, first human to have a feeling on Earth. I have a feeling I'm going to win today, guys. I'm gonna go to Vegas. I just have a feeling I'm gonna win big. It's the same level, much like how it's up to the individuals themselves whether or not they want to buy the new Call of Duty game. It is up to the developers whether or not they want to make a good Call of Duty game. So that leaves us with one solution left. Call of Duty Ghost 2. No? No one wants that? No? Yeah, whatever.
There ain't gonna be any ghosts.